Welcome back to Chess with Rahul. Yes, the King and Pawn and Game series is already back. We are looking at this position where King is on E1 and opponent King is on E7. So as we learned the King and Pawn and Game, we learned opposition, other things. By looking at this position, it looks like winning for White. Why? Because the King is very far, and the White King will just get through and push the King back and push the King and use opposition or outflanking to win the game. That we already learned. So if you play your king to d2, so and trying to bring the king friend, so there is king to d6, which is a distant opposition. So what is distant opposition? Distant opposition is the odd number of squares in between the king. If the kings are faced here, it's direct opposition. And when the kings are faced far, when it's odd number of squares, it's distant opposition. He didn't know that. But king to d3 is met with king to d5, and that's the opposition, which is a draw because you can't break through with this. Opposition pushing pawn is already a draw. We already know this. Try to play king d1 and you think that he will not get into opposition. He can play king to d7 and make a distant opposition. That is 5 squares. So all the distant opposition are 3 and 5 squares. So and if you bring the king is at the end it will be met with the opposition and which is already a draw. We already saw that. So pushing the pawn is no use because the king will reach the pawn easily, and we know this is a draw. So already king reached the pawn, and that's the draw. So you learned a new concept that is distant opposition. Yes, do remember this is very important. That will be coming and coming in upcoming videos. Yes, I will see you in the next one.